talking about gay issues here on Kababayan LA. It's important that we discuss that so we understand why people do the things they do. Earlier, I introduced you to John Mina and Ruben Dator. Of course, right about now, we're also being joined by John Davis. John Davis is an independent TV producer, and he is partners with John Mina for 8 years now. Paghihiwalayin po natin sila muna. John, earlier we were talking about, coming out in a Filipino household, which I think, we've already touched on. A lot of people are still having problems about that. What tip would you give them if they're watching right now?
I think you have to understand, gay people have to understand the feeling of the other party, meaning whether it's your parents, your grandparents, your siblings. You have to be sensitive also to their needs and to their feelings. So the same token, they have to, because they know. I think parents always know deep down that there's something different, and I quote the word different,
There's just
about their children.
So they just need an affirmation from you to just come out and tell it to them. What about religion? You mentioned that earlier. Your parents are Catholics, and I know you are too. And Ruben, you're Seventh-day Adventist. And these two religions, you have a lot of restrictions about lifestyle. And there are passages in the Bible that say that it is a wrong kind of lifestyle. I'm sure you've gone through that.
Oh, yeah. In general, the Seventh-day Adventist does not address or accept homosexuality as a appropriate way of life for Christians. It's more like a don't ask, don't tell kind of policy. However, there are some development now with some certain groups that are coming out and telling the church to open up a little bit. And I grew up believing that it is wrong to be gay. Yeah,
because people say, have you encountered that, John? People say it's a sin, or, some people are hateful. People say you're going to rot in hell, what you're doing is wrong, against the Word of God, blah, blah, blah.
Well, I think we all have, and I'm Catholic as well. And, I believe in the Catholic faith. But I also, my relationships with God, my relationship isn't with the Catholic Church. You know what I mean? The Catholic Church is the conduit through which I pray. And, when you were talking about coming out as a Filipino, I had a different story. I struggled for years with coming to terms with who I was. I tried to deny it. I tried to hate it away. I tried to pray it away. And then finally, once I accepted it, the weight of the world was lifted off my shoulders. And, I think, and I've even talked to Catholic priests that say the doctrine of the Catholic Church is we are against it. But there are pastoral realities that priests have to deal with, that they have homosexual people in their congregation. And these people come to the church. We're not forced to go to the church. You know what I mean? We willingly come to the church to worship God and to worship Jesus Christ.
Because God is God for everyone, not just for straight people, right, John? Would you like to add something? Do you take communion as a Catholic? Do you go to confession? When you go to confession, do you confess about this?
This is how I look at it. When it's my time to face with St. Peter, did I feed the hungry? I have. Did I clothe the naked? I have. Did I visit the sick? I have. I lived a good life, decent of heaven. And so that's how I relate my faith.
Right. What about you, Ruben? I'm sure, and as a Seventh-day Adventist, maraming mga pastors, even your relatives also, if they're practicing that religion, it's so difficult to get them to understand what you're going through.
It's a huge struggle for them because they love you, they want you to be saved. And my grandmother, bless her heart, she was a wonderful Christian. And she gave me the foundation that I have today. And thankfully, with the faith that she had in relationship with God, with the Lord, despite of the fact that she also kind of made me believe that it's wrong. Even to eat pork is wrong, and you can't go to heaven if you eat those abominable foods.
Right.
And so, let alone to be gay. So, you will, the gates of heaven are shut for you.
So there's so many things that you can't do if you want to go to heaven. Now, they say being gay per se is not a sin, but then the lifestyle, being together with another gay person when you're in a relationship, relationship cohabiting as man and woman may be a sin. We'll talk about that when we return, talking about gay and marriage. Don't go away.